Today we're going to learn about an elephant named Jumbo, who 100 years ago was one of the most popular public figures of his time. It's a shame that people today, including me, have never heard of him. Or have we? On this episode of Antique Bottle Stories. First things first, peanut butter was first patented about 1895 by John Harvey Kellogg. Yes, the cornflakes guy. I tried looking around online, but I don't think there are any surviving Kellogg's peanut butter containers out there. Peanut butter used to be packaged in pails before companies started packaging them in glass jars, so I would imagine that Kellogg would have packed his peanut butter in these pails as well. But our story isn't about Kellogg. Our story begins with Frank Tea and Spice Company. That was founded in 1896 by a group of siblings. Jacob Frank, Emil Frank, Charles Frank, they decided to go into business, and their older sister Fanny kept the books. Their parents were born in Germany and came over in 1865, settling in Cincinnati, Ohio. The following year, their first child, Fanny, was born. There were 8 kids total, but 2 died as babies. Their dad, Charles, died at age 50, leaving their mom with 6 kids. The oldest was 14 and the youngest was a newborn. So in 1900 here, you see a lot of them are grown but still living with their mom. They seem to be a really close-knit family. So back to the company. They offered various spices, teas, cigars, and later manufactured condiments, including Jumbo peanut butter, Jumbo apple butter, and Jumbo pepper sauce. By 1920, Jumbo peanut butter was one of the leading brands of peanut butter in the country. It wasn't homogenized, creamy peanut butter like we know it today. It was the kind with the oil on top that you had to mix before using. Now, the president of the company was Jacob Frank. In 1920, a building at 5th and Culvert Street was built. Now, here's what 5th and Culvert Street looks like today. I thought this could be the building, but it says Edwards Manufacturing on the building. Looking around in 360 view, there's just parking lots everywhere. So I don't think the building is standing. When Jacob Frank died in 1941, his brother Emil became president. After Emil died, Jacob's son, John Jacob, became president in 1965. About 4 or 5 years after that, the family-operated company realized that they couldn't compete with some of these bigger companies, so they sold to American Consumer Products. And by 1977, it was merged with Durkee Famous Foods. The only product that still survives is Frank's Red Hot hot sauce. It was first produced in 1920, and it's still being manufactured by Reckitt Benckiser. So let's talk about Jumbo. There is a very interesting video, about 15 minutes long, about Jumbo's life. I linked it in the description, and I recommend you go watch it. P.T. Barnum bought Jumbo the elephant from the London Zoo in 1882. He was the largest known elephant at the time. He was 11 foot 6, and he weighed over 6 tons. He was apparently very gentle and gave thousands of children rides during his lifetime. Jumbo was a beloved public figure and became a marketing icon. He was featured on soda bottles, popcorn bags, matches, playing cards, puzzles, children's toys, Jumbo neckties, jewelry, soaps, and all kinds of other things. Unfortunately, a few years after Barnum had acquired Jumbo, in 1885, Jumbo, along with some other circus animals, were being walked along the train track. I don't know why. When an unexpected train came around the bend too quickly to get Jumbo out of the way. He was hit from behind and he died at age 24. Afterwards, the public mourned for Jumbo. Barnum knew how beloved Jumbo was, and he decided to take Jumbo's hide and have him stuffed. He also had Jumbo's skeleton reconstructed and mounted. So Barnum took the two versions of Jumbo around with the circus with him for about 20 years. Today, Jumbo's skeleton is at the American Museum of Natural History in New York. But with time, people have forgotten who Jumbo is, and as far as I can tell, Jumbo's skeleton has been put away. Now, the stuffed version was sent to Tufts University, and it was a school mascot for many years, until Jumbo was destroyed in a fire in the 1970s. Now, my mind started getting pulled towards the movie Dumbo for some reason. My thought was, he's an elephant that sounds a lot like Jumbo. Now, this movie didn't come out until 1941, but Disney would have surely heard the story about Jumbo, and surely some of his older audience. Searching around, I found that there was a newer movie released in 2019 by Tim Burton. Now, on this site, it said that Dumbo was inspired by Jumbo's story. Wikipedia says that Dumbo's name in the movie was actually Jumbo Jr., but Dumbo was the name he was called while he was being made fun of. Sources say that Jumbo the elephant was probably mistreated most of his life. He was given whiskey, spirits, and champagne, and was drunk for a big portion of his life. He was also trained to eat things that kids would throw at him, like small toys or coins, which apparently was found in his stomach when he died. I haven't seen the movie Dumbo for many years, but now I think it would probably be too hard to watch it. And it seems like this new movie is probably going to be kinda dark, so I don't know if I'm going to watch that one either. Anyways, Jumbo died in 1885, and Jumbo peanut butter began to be manufactured about 1906, which was about 20 years afterwards. So his legacy was still going strong by then. So from 1906 to about 1930, the Jumbo peanut butter was sold in metal tins. In 1930, the first jars with diagonal ribbing appears. Here's one from 1938, and it looks a lot like the one that I have. These 30s jars have slogans on the bottom. Like mine says, "All the children like Jumbo." Other sayings include, "Try Jumbo peanut butter sandwiches," or "Best for the kiddies," or "Jumbo good enough for me." It has an elephant on one side and a smooth place for the label on the other side. During World War II, they went with a more plain, lightweight jar with no ribbing or decoration, just a paper label. Here's a 1940s ad, and it's the first time that peanut butter is recognized for its protein and other vitamins and minerals. Then in the 1950s, they went back to a ribbed jar. The elephant head was on the front and the back, and there was a paper label wrapped around. So my jar is from the 1930s. It's a 1-pound jar, and it says Jumbo brand peanut butter made from #1 Spanish and #1 Virginia peanuts. Salt added. The Frank Tea and Spice Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. By the way, elephants don't eat peanuts as part of their diet. Elephants became associated with peanuts during the early circus days because peanuts were sold for people to eat, but they would frequently feed them to the elephants. A few dictionaries note that the word Jumbo originated from Jumbo the elephant. Since he was so huge, the word Jumbo became synonymous with a large size, and we still use that word today, which is really awesome. I never knew that. I really didn't realize what I was in for when I started this story, and I'm sad for poor Jumbo. But he's been dead for over 135 years now, and here we are talking about him. So that part makes me happy. And we still use the word Jumbo the way it was originally coined over 100 years ago. It survived all the cultural changes, and that's awesome. And that's it for today, guys. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.